when I say Marky was marinating on my mind, oh, he was on my mind. I couldn't wait to connect eye to eye with him because you're playing with me and she playing with me, but I'm about to hurt you. I'm about to penalize you real quick. So I'm letting him know, like, yo, I got to get home. I'm telling Alex, like, just give me like a slab of ribs. I'm like, but can you pull the bones out? Like, because that's how Caleb like them. Because Caleb would even do slab of ribs or the tips. He loved the tip. Now, the tips, he used to, it was one time he went through a crazy phase. And I was like, legit, before I started working there, always going up there getting tips. And my mama, every day after Caleb used to get out of school, he used to request tips. And them bad boys was expensive. A small mini tip would be like $40. It used to like very, very expensive. So it was like he will request that though almost all the time. If it wasn't McDonald's, it was that all the time when he got out of school. So it was like I'm there, so I know how he like it. So I'm like, can you pull the bones out? He like, all right, I got you. So boom, he slammed the door back. So I'm in my mind, I'm still in my head. I'm still in my mind. Like I'm still in my mind. Like when I say I can feel me strangling. I'm talking about Bart Simpson and Homer type of when he strangled. Like I'm talking about like that, like when your neck pop out. Like I was thinking about different ways I'm finna approach my brother, because me and my brother never really had no hiccups before. But it's like, you're not allowed to play on my playground. You're not allowed to do that. This my set. This my stomping ground. Cause I don't come over there and toying and playing on your swing set. So you definitely ain't coming in my playground. So that was like me, I'm very territorial. Like I don't care if I ain't talking to the girl. Like you better not talk to her. You better not look at her. You better not even say nothing super crazy to me. But other than she fine, like I'll let that slide. But anything extra, we finna have a problem. Cause what? We ain't crossing those type of lines. So boom, I'm sitting there still in my head while I'm waiting on, you know what I'm saying, Caleb food. So I'm like, you know what? It popped in my head like, I'm gonna bring Marky some. So I'm like, hey, how many tickets you got? I'm like, man, you got a lot of tickets, right? She had a lot of tickets, like more than 5. She had a lot of tickets. So boom, I go wash my hands and I put my gloves back on. So she like, I smell something when you walk past me. I'm like, what you mean? She like, I don't know, it just smelled funny. I'm like, oh, I don't know. So boom, I finished putting on the gloves. I'm helping her with the chicken now. So we starting to get the tickets out faster. But Kiki steady bringing it. She like, you supposed to be off. I'm like, yeah, but she got a lot of tickets. She need help. I'm like, why you not? Because it's 2 people in the front. You could slide to the back. You know she knew. She's new. She just started like, be back there with her. You know, she know the rule, but she doing that out of spite. So she like, oh, no, I'm busy in the front. I have a line in the front. I said, but she knew. Okay, well, she has David back there. Yeah, David is back there, but David is getting hit. He's getting tomatoed back there. He has pants after pants, like party pants, yo. People was like, it stayed busy. Like people was just eating, and it's right off the expressway. Like, so people was like legit stopping there, like, and it was across from a church. So on Sundays, people was coming over there. And then on top of that, it was just busy in general. It was busy in general. And for her not to be going back there to help her was insane. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm helping her. It shouldn't be no problem. But you're off. I'm like, I know that, but I'm gonna help her. I'm like, give me the ticket. So I got the ticket. Boom. So she walks off. So boom, Alex, whew, he opened up the door. All the smoke come out. Whew, I'm like, woo. I'm like, you definitely gotta have it. Like, you have to have all material to be in there. You have to. Because number one, it's super hot. It's very smoky. And you barely can see that. You have all this, your whole face is covered up, your hair. They give you a whole suit when you walk in there. So you know that it mean stranger danger. Like, stranger, look, you put me in here now. But at the end of the day, when that rib come out, it was very tender. And I did. I partaked in the food, but I loved the sauce. So he slid it out. I went back there. I grabbed the sauce. I grabbed, put Caleb some fries on there because he liked fries. So I went back there with Dave and used the other, grease machine. Boom, I'm boom frying it. He like, you're about to go? I'm like, yeah, I'm about to leave. He like, man, I wish I was getting ready to get off. He like, I gotta stay here to close. He like, you need to come back. I'm like, man, my mom. He like, tell your mom stop tripping. He like, let you come back and make that paper. I'm like, make that what? He like, that paper. I'm like, yeah, that paper. I'm like, for sure. He like, I'll see. I'm like, yeah. See, I ain't forget. Boom, I grabbed Caleb's stuff. I grabbed Marky's stuff. Boom, I'm tying up the bag. I'm getting ready to leave. Sammy stopped me. She like, hey, can I take your number? I'm like, yeah. She like, just in case if I got any questions, because she like, I don't think the girl up there like me, the supervisor. I'm like, you'll get used to her. I'm like, she act like that all the time. She even act like that with me. And so I give her my number. Boom, she locks it in. I leave out, right? I leave out. Kiki don't say nothing to me. Nobody say nothing to me. I just leave straight out. As I'm leaving out, I hear, hey, stay right there. So I'm turning around. I look. It's Alex. He's off. He's off. So it's like, man, I took that long. Boom, he comes around. He like, get in. I'm like, bro, I got to go straight on. Like, I'll take you home. So I'm like, all right. So boom, I get in the car. Now, mind you, I got their food. So he like, you want to flame this up? He like, yeah, flame it up for me while I'm driving. I'm like, nah. He like, why not? I'm like, because I got this. So I dug in my pants, right? I had it in my drawers, y'all, like the whole time. I pull it out. I'm like, I got this. He like, did you pull that from your nuts? I'm like, what? Nah, it was in my drawers. He like, in your nuts in. I'm like, bro. He like, I'm not touching that. I'm like, no, it smell good. So I was like, you want to smell it? Like, I opened up the bag, like, you want to smell it? Smell good? He like, I can smell it from here now. I could tell it's some good. I'm like, here, you want some? He like, yeah. So I dug in the bag and I gave him some, right? And I just left it like on the side. Boom, he wrapped it up, put it up, and he put it on his side. Now he pulls up in front of my crib. He like, you sure you don't want to flame this up? He like, we parked now. I'm like, no, I gotta go in the house. So some just tell me to check my phone while in the midst of I'm telling him like, all right, I appreciate the ride. I miss my mom call a couple of times, but I didn't feel my phone vibrate. Not at all. Like, not at all. So, boom, I gets out the car. I'm like, I gotta go. He like, all right. He like, hey, you coming tomorrow? I'm like, no, my mom probably not gonna let me come tomorrow. He like, when you coming back? I'm like, I don't know. He like, you still got my number? I'm like, no. He like, I thought you had my number. I'm like, I don't. So, boom, he shot me his number. Now I got Alex's number, right? All right, cool, we in the mix. Because I'm like, no, you got me. I ain't never asked for your number, sir. They invited you to one of the parties. Like, that was the most I saw you. And I saw you at your party. That was the most we ever clicked. You feel me? So, boom, I end up going inside the house. Front door now open. And my mama like, I've been calling you and calling. Let me see your phone. So I'm like, she snatches. She say, I've been calling you. Why you ain't pick up? I'm like, I'm sorry. It was busy at the store, right? She like, I don't care. You tell me 3 or 4. I'm like, I know, but I'm like, I was making Marky something too, and then they had a new girl, and I'm like, I was showing her. Why they always pick you to show the ropes? Then yesterday you showing the girl a new route to get out. You don't need to show. She knew how to get here. Because that's what you was. You was up there kicking with a girl. You said your friends was coming over with an S. It looked like it was a girl. I was watching you the whole time out the window. And then all of a sudden when y'all pulled off, I've been knowing you pulled off. But see, I keep giving you this much, this much, this much, this much. And then you just go beyond your beliefs. And so I'm sitting there. She said, now look, I've been calling you because me and Al got to go. So I see my dad. Like, wait, why he not at work? Why is my father, my papa, it's not at work? Like, so I knew it was something serious, and he was like getting dressed. And so my mom like, well, Kalina, her husband, got robbed. So I was like, is he okay? She like, I don't know, but we just finna go over there and make sure, they good. And I'm finna take my daddy over there. So, you know, my grandpapa, he worked for law enforcement. So they end up getting ready to go. And so she like, all I need you to do is make sure that Boo Man eat. Don't let Marky in his house. He know to stay out there in that tent until Monday come. I'm like, yes. I'm like, Mom, I got a question. She like, what is it? And it better be a good one. So I looked at her. I looked my mom straight in the face and I was like, never mind. You sure? I'm like, yes. Okay, like I thought. And she walked off. But it was like, I was going to tell my mom, like, I need to talk to you. Like, I wanted to tell my mom everything. But it was like, when I got ready to FaceTime, I was so scared. Because I don't know how she'd go react. Like, I was walking on, like, real live eggshells. Like, she could pop and explode at any minute. So, boom, she finished getting dressed. And I'm just standing there. And I'm like, I'm going to get Marky his food after I make sure Caleb good. She like, okay, yeah, he can wait. He can wait. No, he's out there because he like to do whatever he want to do. He grow. He can make him a little fire out there. Make him something. He go hunt and get something because I ain't fed him. So I'm like, you ain't feed him? No, and what you gonna do? I sure didn't. He not eating my food. He do what he want to do. He's grown. He don't listen to my rules. So why should he eat my food? Why do I need to make sure he okay? I'm like, no. Answer that, Roshan. Since you so nosy and you want to know what's going on with Mark's situation. So I'm like, because he's your kid. Because he's my kid. I don't care. He's disrespectful. That's what he is, and I don't got time for that. And you're going to be out there with him. Keep on sticking up. You know what? Keep sticking up. Keep sticking up for him. I'm telling you, you finna be out there. Keep testing me. I'm like, I'm not testing you, Mom. I'm sorry. She like, okay, I'm finna get ready to go. Ow, come on. I'm ready because I want to get back home. He like, I'm coming, man. I'm coming. Boom. He end up going down the stairs. They leave. Front door now opening. When they left, I was like, game on. So I took his plate. I tied it up real tight in a knot. And then all I hear is, Brody Doty. I'm like, yes. I snapped out of it quick. I'm like, yes. He like, I think I ran out of orange pop. Can I go to Mom and get another pop? I'm like, yeah, get whatever you want. I'm like, I'll be the check on you. I'm finna give Marky his food. He was like, Marky's outside. And he coming close to the banister so he could lean over to tell me because I'm in the kitchen. He like, Marky's outside in my old tent. That was a tent when I was little. So I'm like, you still little? He like, I'm a big boy now. I'm like, no, you're not. He like, yes, I am. I'm like, look like you have a nightgown on with no underwear. And he's looking at me, and I'm looking up like all I see is balls. And it's not like, I don't want to see that. Okay, I don't want to see. So I'm like, you're still a baby. He like, but he's outside. I don't want him in my tent. I'm like, boo man, Mom put him in. I'm going to tell Mom he can't sleep in my tent. Like, Kato just selfish that because it's his tent. I said, go eat your food before it get cold. So he go eat his food. So I go, boom. Back door now opening. I'm nervous. I feel my phone vibrating. Zzz, zzz. Oh, now it want to vibrate now. Because I definitely didn't hear with my mom. But I think because I was so bouncing and moving around and there was a lot going on. And I was really out of it. Like, for real, for real. And then Kiki was blowing me because she was like putting more fuel to the fire. Like, slow it up. Like, I'm upset. I'm about to turn up. So I'm like, here we go. I get out the heat on the patio though. Feet propped up. It's a little chilly outside. So I'm like, hey, I bring you some food. He like, bro. He like, what you give me? I'm like, I got you some wings because you a chicken. He like, what? I'm like, I got you some wings, some chicken wings. He like, thanks. So he like, how was work? I'm like, you care? You want to know how Kiki doing? He like, what? I'm like, do you want to know how Kiki doing? He like, bro, I already told you. I don't like that girl. I didn't do nothing. I told you I was at the twins. You was at the twins. It was like, Yeah, I was at the twins. Like, man, I ain't got to explain it to you. I already told you. I ain't even tell mom and them. I'm like, and they can vouch for you. You was there. Yeah, they can vouch for me. What's wrong with you? I'm like, you know what I find funny? Do you? You want to know what I find funny, Marky? He like, what do you find funny, Roshan? I'm like, I went to the twins' house. That's funny. Before I went to work. And you want to know something funny? And he was sitting there like, he went from this to surprised. I'm like, I was like, yo, where Ashton Kutcher at? Because I'm being pranked. Because they said, oh, he ain't been over here, but I wish. Even though she told me, don't repeat that. So you tell me, you was at the twins? Because they said, you must was invisible. You really thought you was at the twins' house? So he like, bro, I'm like, what'd you at the twin house? No. I'm like, no. Just straight like that, right? No. All you hear is, Brody Doty. I'm like, what, Caleb? He like, I want extra sauce. I'm like, it's some Sweet Baby Ray's. Just put some Sweet Baby Ray's on it. But it's not like the other sauce. I'm like, so what you want me to do? Go back and go get extra sauce. I'm like, boo man, please, please, please. I'm like, okay, I'll go get extra sauce. He like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And he let down the window. So he like, bro, why you don't believe me? I'm like, you just lied about being at the twins. And you wasn't even there. So where were you? He like, I wasn't at Kiki's. I'm like, so where were you? Because if you wasn't at Kiki's and I asked you, was you at Kiki's, you told me no. So you could have told me where you actually was at, but you gave me another fib. So you tell me, where were you? Little brother that loved me so much. He like, bro, I'm like, right. So I grabbed the food because he was holding it like this, like holding the food but downward. And as we was talking, I grabbed the food and I just, because it was a film plate, like one of those dinner paper plate thingies. I smushed it, right? And he was like, why you do that? I'm like, please, let me go make sure Caleb good. I got you. So I walked off. He like, bro, I'm like, I'm not your brother. And I walked off because why you playing with me? Where we're in, then you can't even, like, bro, we partners in crime. Batman and Robin. Come on, what are you talking about? What are we doing here? I'm the books. You the sheets to the books. Like, what are we talking about? I'm the tears. You the tissue. Like, we supposed to be locked in. You can't even tell me where you was at. You my brother. You ain't got nothing. Like, we get down dirty. Like, you ain't got nothing to have from me. You know everything that's going on with me, but I got you. So, boom. I'm like, I'm not going up to that restaurant. I'm not going. Caleb got me messed up. He got me bit in all type of ways. I am not going back to that restaurant. So, I get the Sweet Baby Ray's. I get some butter, a little bit of brown sugar, put it on the stove. I cook it. Sure did. I cooked it. Cooking in a crock pot. I was doing a flick of the wrist. The house phone, private caller. I'm like, pick up. Hello? Boo man complaining about the sauce. You didn't get him extra sauce? I'm like, yeah, I put a scoop of sauce on there. I'm like, but I'm making him more sauce. Now, you know how he is, Roddy Doty. You know he picky. I'm like, no, he gonna like it. I'm like, if he don't like it, I'll walk back. You know what? Who gonna watch my son? I'm like, Marky better not be in my house. I'm like, he's not in your house. I'm like, I promise you. I'm like, you want to FaceTime? I asked her straight up, like, did she want to FaceTime? And she was like, you know, I don't know how to work the FaceTime. I'm like, okay, like it was the small phones, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, like, let's face that. You can see. Right? So we get off the phone, I'm steady cooking it, boom. I end up going upstairs. I say, give me your plate. They gave me a big thing of sauce. He like, okay. So boom, he give me his plate. I pour the sauce on that. He like, I bring it back up. He like, it's very steamy. All I hear is, back door now, open it. I'm like, here, boo man, don't come out. He like, what's wrong? I'm like, stay right here. I shut the door. I'm like, it better not be you coming in the house. He like, it is me. So I'm like, get out. Mom don't want you here. He like, man, I could be in here. I'm like, no, you can't. He like, yes, I can. So I go upstairs. I grab, you know what I'm saying, the bud that I had. Because I dashed it off, right? In my room, I got the bud. So I come down, I'm rolling. I take some of my mama joint papers and I'm down there and I'm rolling up. So he like, we finna smoke? I'm like, no, you finna get out though. Right? I knew, like, here's the deal. I didn't even want to smoke, but I knew just him seeing that, he was going to ask, right? I'm in here with it. I'm finna mess with you. I'm finna get all up. I'm finna let you know like I'm heated because I was so blown. Like I was just picking an argument at this point. So he like, I can't hit it. I'm like, no. He like, I'll tell mom. Like, you go tell mom. Like, tell mom that you at the girl house. That's why you worry about me being at the girl house. Because you want to be at the girl house, right? He like, it's not like that. So this boy gets so mad that I'm rolling the joint. He grabs it. As I'm like, twisted, he grabs it. And ball it up in his hand. As he balled it up in his hand, I said, don't open it. He like, stop. I'm like, let it. And I ran him, boom, to the refrigerator. He like, oh, you want? So now we tussling, right? So boom man like, Brody Doty, you hear that? I'm like, stop it, get out. So he comes down, Caleb comes down like, stop it, I'm gonna call mom. Stop fighting, guys. Why are you fighting? He started like breaking out and crocodile tears right then and there. So I'm like, stop. I'm like, get out. I open up the door, back door now. I'm like, go. You're supposed to be in a tent. He like, I'm like, yeah, I got you too. So all of a sudden, Kid like, I want mommy. I'm like, I come upstairs. I'm like, I'm sorry, everything okay? I'm like, we were just playing WWF. He like, no, you wasn't. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you know how you play WWE sometime? He like, I'm like, that's what we was doing. He like, it looked for real. I'm like, bro, man, go eat. I'm like, you want me to bake you some cookies and make you some popcorn after? And you have a milkshake? You love milkshakes. He like, strawberry? I'm like, strawberry. You want a strawberry on top or you want cherry on top? He like, a cherry? I'm like, I got you. I'm like, go up there and eat, right? He like, y'all not gonna play like that no more? I'm like, yeah, we was just playing. So he goes upstairs. So I'm like, okay. Zzz, zzz, zzz. I'm like, finally look at my phone. Now, mind you, I just told y'all my phone been ringing. So I look, what? Look, I'm finna be on my way to your house. I've been calling you. I already showered and everything. I'm on my way. I'm like, on your way where? She like, I just said to your house. I'm like, for what? She like, I'm finna prove to you that your brother was not with me. And he was not at my house. And I did not tell him to stay there. He asked me. I'm like, all right, come on, hurry up because my mama gone, right? So now I'm in a bracket of, I don't know how long my mama gonna be gone. Like my mama was never the type to like, hey, I'll be back in 3-4 hours. No, don't have nobody in the house and I'll be back when I be back. So I called her just to hear or know her whereabouts. She picks up, what? I'm like, hey mom. She like, what, Roshan? I'm like, can I go in your room? I'm like, I want to grab some chips at the closet. She like, you don't get no more chips because I bought you a big bag of Flamin' Hots. I'm like, yeah, I ate them all. I'm like, can I get some of your Funyuns? You get 2 small bags of Funyuns. That's it. I'm like, okay. I'm like, is everything okay? Why? What you gonna do? You gonna find the person who did it? I'm like, I was just asking. Okay, stop being nosy. Get out of grown people business. I'm like, okay. What is Boo Man doing? I'm like, he's still eating. She like, okay, I'll be home a little later. I'm like, okay, that's all I need to hear. You gonna be home a little later. That means you ain't even, you still there. I say, you still there, so I feel comfortable. Boom. I wait a little bit. I go and roll me a little joint. Zzz, zzz, zzz. I'm out in the front. I'm like, all right, come to the door. She like, what? I'm like, come to the door. She like, where your mama at? A girl. I just told you my mama wasn't. Ain't here. You so my mama struck lightning, huh? A bolt of lightning. You scared. So I'm like, my mama not here. I told you that. She like, you better not be setting me up. I'm like, I'm not setting you up. That what? Come on. So boom, she comes. I'm right there at the door. She comes in. She like, okay, come on, let's get this over with. I'm like, look, I got a joint. She like, oh, I had a blunt. I'm like, say your blunt, let's hit the joint. So we on the front porch. I'm like, let's turn this way. So we walked, like, we turned, like, because the camera direct out towards when people park in or walking on the porch and out the porch. But I was like, let's go closer behind the camera. So it's just a little joint, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, when I lit it, I burnt half of it up because I don't know how to really do a joint. I was doing blunts. So I burnt half of it up. She's like, you don't supposed to light it like that. I'm like, how do you supposed to light it? Like, she like, you just supposed to tap it with the flames. I'm like, man, look, I'm burning it like if it's a blunt. So boom. The little that we got, boom, boom, we hit it. So she like, before we go in there, I'm like, what? She like, do you really think I like your brother? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, to be honest. But I'm like, you here, so let's find out. She like, don't look at me like that. I'm like, I'm just saying, let's find out. So boom, we going ahead. We go in the house. Go through the back door. Marky back there hitting on the wood. He hitting on the wood. First door to my patio. If you mess the wood up or you break some or you hurt your knuckles, that's going to be completely on you. He upset. So we come out there. I'm like, Marky, he like, what? I'm like, you want to get tough? He like, what's she doing here? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, she want to prove to me that you went at her. He like, I told you that. So you going to believe her over me? Your own brother? I'm like, my own brother. Of course. Yes. As of now, yes. Because you told me you was at the twins. Where were you? He like, I don't want to have this conversation right now. We can have it later. I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean later? Don't tell me now. So he like, nah, not in front of her. So she like, look, Marky, just, let me know if I'm wrong. He like, okay. Once your brother went to my house, did you say you wanted to leave? He like, no, I asked, could I stay? Because I was scared what mom was going to do. And then I felt comfortable after she said, well, your brother did this before. So I was like, he wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. What the do you mean? Yes, I mind. I mind. I mind. Because I said go home. You would have beat mom home. What was the purpose of coming here? So she was like, only reason why I said I was bringing him food because I said I did not mind him staying there. I did not care. I said, but you lied about having a phone. Okay, yeah, because it was the way he was coming to me and it was real quick and I'm at work. I'm like, so y'all both lied to me. So I'm like, brother, where were you if you wasn't there? He like, I wasn't there. And I'm going to tell you later. I'm like, okay. I'm like, and he wasn't there. She like, I'm telling you, he wasn't there. But I'm like, Marky, you said that she wanted, it looked like she was trying to get you to stay there and wanted you and this and that. He like, yeah, I know I shouldn't have said that. But I was just trying to make it sound believable because I didn't want you to think nothing else. I'm like, well, I'm thinking something else. Why would you say that? He was like, because I was lying about the whole thing. I'm like, you lying to me though, bro. I'm your brother. Like, okay. Okay. I'm like, I'm gonna leave y'all out here to talk. She like, I don't want to be, no, that's it. I'm done. She like, can I talk to you? I'm like, yeah. So as we walking off, I'm like blown because it's like, Marky, where you been? I'm still puzzled, right? Like, and why you don't want to say right now? So boom, we end up going out to a friend. She like, do you want to smoke the blunt that I rolled? I'm like, nah. I'm like, I'm good. She like, come on. I'm like, no. I'm like, I think it's best if we don't talk no more. She like, if we don't talk no more, I'm like, yeah, I think it's best. She like, but I just proved to you. I'm like, yeah, no, it's not even that. It's just like, it's no good moments with us, right? It's a problem. It's always something going on. So she like, well, I'm not gonna beg you. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, be safe. She like, you. I'm like, okay. She like, yeah, whatever. And you ain't even all that anyway. Walked off. Bye. I don't care. So boom, I go in the kitchen. Boom man, he said he done. Boom man, he's like, can you help me wash my hands? They're sticky. I'm washing his hand. I hear back door now opening. Bro. I'm like, what? He's like, come here. I'm like, you don't even supposed to be in here. So Kayla like, just let him in a little bit. Why mom gone? Don't be mean, Rody Dody. I'm like, come on, wash your hands. I'm like, here I come. Like, be nice. Don't be like mom. I'm like, be quiet. And so boom, he washes his hands, he goes. So I go downstairs. I'm like, wait. He like, all right, bro, stand over there. I'm like, what? He like, stand over there. I'm like, stand where? He like, behind the dining table. He like, and I'm gonna stand over here. So he would have been standing in the kitchen with the stairs right here and the refrigerator right here, but you could just cut right there and go out the back door. So he like, I just need you to stand over there. So I'm kind of like a decent way. So I'm like, why? He like, I'm gonna tell you where I've been. I'm like, why do I gotta stand way over there though? He like, bro, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like, all right, be honest with me. He like, but stand over there though. I'm like, okay, fine. I stand over there. So I go over there. He like, I end up going